accumulating this amount without telling him was a form of financial infidelity. He says he lost trust in me and doesn't know what else I might be hiding. He is demanding that I return the items I purchased and deposit most of the funds to our joint account.
Whoa!
He wants to make a new rule that fund money accounts can't accumulate more than $2,000 and that any excess goes back to the joint account. A rule that would obviously favor him as a person who spends most of his allotment each month instead of saving up for anything bigger. I feel like I am being punished for being more of a day-to-day saver than spender. It wouldn't occur to me to demand to know how much my husband has in his fund money account or to try to micromanage what he spends it on. I wasn't hiding anything deliberately. He never asked about it until after I made the purchases. Still, maybe I should have been more transparent about my plans. So, am I the asshole? The I just don't understand, like, look, it sounds crazy, but speaking of their situation, they make a collective $400,000 a year. They have, like, no payments, no nothing.
Maxed out their 401k.
And he's mad that she's spending $5,000. I'm like, percentage-wise, that's, like, not,
nothing.
Like, yeah, that's crazy.
Also, like, so should she have bought each part of her gaming setup, like, over time? Because this guy likes designer clothes. I'm sure he has, like, a $600 pair of shoes,
right,
$300 shirt. And it's just because he spent it over time quicker in that way rather than her just not spending like that and then dropping it. It's like, that's a weird, math isn't mathing.
That's a weird system to have when they're in the situation that they're in.
So true.
A little bit. And I mean, like, I can't relate to that. Their situation's crazy. Yeah. Like, they've got everything going for them.
Yeah, I can't fathom why he would be upset. Literally, you have a ton of money, no debt, like, you get a free house. Like, why would you...
Those are also set purchases that are now, like, done. Like, you have the setup, you have everything.
Hi.
That's it. That's the $5,000. There's no more that you are spending.
Yeah, she's not marriage embezzling. Jesus Christ.
And that's also her money.
Yes. Like, compare bank statements and you guys can both track how much you're putting in, but it's like, but you guys already had an agreement that your money is your money, and if you're both comfortable in your joint account, like, let her be your own person.
It's just a dumb system, because at the end of the year, at the end of the year, they look and it's like, oh, I spent $20,000 on fund money, and oh, you spent $7,000, but you spent that $5,000 all at once. It's like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
This is a weird system. It feels like it's a system that benefits him and he's trying to control it.
Right. I think he's also, like, it might be, like, something he's insecure about. It's like, whoa, she was able to save all this stuff, and, like, I don't have that. Like, this is a problem because something.
Yeah. The verdict, not the asshole, comments, what the hell is he spending $1,500 a month on? Does he have horses? Valid. I mean, that's like when you get rich, like that's...
Yeah.
OP says, no horses, but lots of golf. The golf club membership is $500 a month alone, let alone expenditures for equipment. Someone said, that's a redonk amount to spend monthly on a hobby. He is being a great big jerk to you while he spends like it'll burn a hole in his pocket. I mean, I know golf is just expensive.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a country club. Like, that makes sense, but equipment costs per month. Like, you have the clubs.
Yeah, you should have it, and that should be set, and then you're just spending.
Again, the math is
interesting.
The math is math.
You know what makes me nervous? He's acting with like a lot of fear and like intensity, and it's like, I'm like, because in my head I'm like, you'd only react that way if you like needed the money, but they don't need the money. But now I'm like, oh no, do they need the money?
Is he projecting?
Someone else said, not the asshole, financial infidelity, my ass. He is just jealous that you save enough for a nice new setup. He is being absolutely ridiculous. Do not return it and put it in the joint for him to waste. He needs the money in the joint account.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has as much money as she thinks he has. That's my theory, right?
Dude, yeah, they gotta compare statements right now.
Surely there was a comment asking her what game she's playing.
Yeah. What games does she plan on streaming?
What game is she playing? What, she got a $5,000 setup?
What she got on Steam?
She playing?
All right, got all this. Time to play Minesweeper. All right. Update number 1.
Oh, boy.
8 days after the original post. This is condensed a little bit. So there's a lot. My husband finally calmed down enough to have a conversation with me. As many others who provided comments suggested, It wasn't really about the money, but a window into larger issues into our relationship. Essentially, my husband has been feeling increasingly unhappy with me for a while for the following reasons. In general, he feels that he's a lot more committed to his career development than I am to mine. It's true that although we currently have about the same income, the ceiling for his field, finance, is a lot higher than the one for mine, tech/software developer. He's currently in an executive training program, and I'm decidedly not. He remarked that since getting back into gaming a few months ago, I have been putting a bit less effort into cooking. I do nearly all the cooking because I work at home and have an easier schedule. It's true that I've been fixing simpler meals, things like grilled chicken salads or chili with cornbread, instead of elaborate meals with fussier foods and several sides. He also noticed that I haven't been doing the elaborate table settings I used to, with flowers on the table, fancy placemats, etc. Honestly, I didn't realize he noticed or cared about this, but apparently he does. Acts of service are one of his main love languages, so overall he's feeling a little neglected because of this. He also feels I'm not putting enough effort into my appearance. Not in terms of weight/body. I'm a long-distance runner and slim, but in terms of things like clothes, hair, etc., it's true that I've never paid much attention to these things, given that I work at home. In tech, the standard for appearance is extremely low, and I far exceed that. I tend to buy simple, practical clothes at places like Target and Walmart, don't wear much makeup, and keep my hair in a simple ponytail. I do glam up a lot more for date nights and other dressy occasions, but most days he comes home from work to find me in a t-shirt and yoga pants with no makeup, and he wants me to make more of an effort. The bottom line is that because of all these things, he's starting to notice other women. Says he hasn't cheated. He's just noticing other people because he's regularly disappointed in me. In particular, given that he works in finance, there are a good number of very career-oriented Type A women who manage to have fantastic bodies, effortlessly
No, why would I have a P.O.
and
box?
have more interesting hobbies. He also says he feels horrible about all this because he knows I am a good person, that he's being
Alright,
judgmental.
this is all I was
And
gonna
it's not
do.
so much I've
So,
changed as that it's
bye.
his own goals and expectations